So, Aaron, you're on a nice little run. 3 first-round finishes, one that actually got you nominated at the World MMA Awards. Your KO of Justin Lin at Bellator 183. How does it feel just to be nominated this early into your career?
It feels great. With a knockout like that, it was definitely it was an honor for me to be able to do that. To be nominated, that's just it's incredible. But I want to keep doing it more and more and more, and this is just the first of many. So I look forward to doing that over and over again.
Yeah, for sure. You're getting a lot of recognition on your hard work. One thing I had saw, I think last week or earlier this week, was bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw, one of your, I think, strength and conditioning partners.
Yeah.
Someone that you're training with, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you can use the restroom if you want. Yeah, sorry. I don't want people to think they can't use the bathroom. Okay, so yeah, he had spoken up, TJ Dillashaw, saying that, your work ethic is just one that he really commends, something that he hasn't seen in a while. So how does that feel just to have someone like a world champion speak of you that way?
It's awesome, but the respect is mutual. We both, most of the time we're partners in strength and conditioning. So I see the work that he puts in, and he sees the work that I put in. So it's a challenge working with him because he pushes me to a point where I think I can't go anymore and more. So that's just always how I've always been recognized. When I walk into a room, I literally want to be the hardest worker in the room, no matter what. I always keep that in my head. And if you do that, it inspires other people. People used to always tell me when I was a kid, it's like, whenever you'd wrestle in a room, the room would just be different. There'd be something different about it. The energy would be different. It's not something that I try to do. It's just something that I just have always had as a kid, is just work as hard as you possibly can. And good things will happen. So good things have happened, and I'm going to continue to do that.
For sure. And I think what's nice about your run that you're having is it's keeping you healthy. You're not taking that much damage in there, and it's keeping you active, which I know is something that you said was part of the plan. So is it safe to say that we're going to see you fight again before the end of the year?
Absolutely. I'm healthy right now. My weight is good. Everything is good. So, yeah, I want to fight as much as possible. If I don't take any damage in fights, God willing, I can continue to fight as much as I possibly can. I'm young. I need the experience. So let's do it.
Yeah. And most of your fights, or I think the majority of your fights, have been in California. Do you like to stay local and fight in your home state, or is there, some draw to fighting overseas since Bellator is worldwide?
Yeah, I like to... I like fighting in California because I really like the weight, how they monitor the weight. You can't be over a certain, they're starting to implement those rules with the weight issues, and I really like that because it works to my advantage, So a lot of people have trouble making weight, and I don't have those problems. I come in whatever the percentage is. I think it's like 10%. I come in usually underweight, and I think it's good to fight in California due to those rules. So if I can fight in California, plus I have all my family here, and I don't have to travel that far, but I'm willing to go wherever, though, to fight. Yeah,
it keeps you close to Canelo, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any competition in Canelo's future?
For sure. There's a sport called working equitation where there's like obstacle courses and stuff like that. It's a Portuguese event. They're the ones that pretty much started it, so when I get some time, I definitely want to try it out with him. But for right now, I'm just enjoying having a good time on him. But we'll see. He's keeping me just, relaxed, ready. He keeps me ready before each fight. So I'm just going to continue to do that. But hopefully, we'll push him and we'll see what he does.
Follow in your footsteps. Yeah. So speaking about the weight thing, there's other promotions that are deciding that they want to change timing of checking in with weight. Are you a fan of the earlier weigh-ins?
To be honest with you, I don't really care what time I weigh in, honestly. I've wrestled, I've weighed in at whatever time. It doesn't really even matter because my weight is not an issue. Sam Calavita, my strength and conditioning coach and nutritionist, just give him a time of what time you want to weigh in, and he'll make sure you're on weight, and I'll make sure I'm on weight. So it doesn't really affect anything. My recovery is just so good after weigh-ins because I don't even use the word cut weight because I really don't. I just literally wake up, walk for 20 minutes, and I'm usually on weight. So, yeah.
Always ready.
Yeah, honestly, people have to realize this is what I do for a living. This is my job. So, each fight I do, it's like I mean, I'm securing my future. I take it very, very serious. This is not really a game to me. I mean, I want to have kids. I want to have a family. I want to do certain things out of my life. I want my kids to have certain things. And I have to go out there and win. So I take it very, very, very serious. I mean, to not make weight is just, I think, is the shittiest thing you could possibly do. I think you should just be fired if you don't make weight, literally. I mean, that's like that's like a doctor showing up to surgery late, not bringing his tools. It's like, possibly you wouldn't do that. So not making weight is just the most unprofessional thing you could possibly do. So that will never happen to me. I can honestly say I'll never not show up on weight.
And so I know you don't usually like to call out, a particular name in your division, but is there a style of martial arts that you'd like to compete against just to challenge yourself more and have as competition?
To be honest with you, any style is pretty much, I'm ready to fight anybody that they throw at me. I mean, because I can stand with anybody. And people haven't even seen my wrestling yet. I mean, I put a lot of emphasis on my grappling. I could take anybody down in the world and control them, but I just choose to be on my feet and knock people out. That's what people remember. But if you're a kicker, good. Get prepared to get taken down. I mean, even if you're a good striker, if I hit you once, you're gonna go out. So wherever the fight goes, I'm comfortable. Honestly, I mean, people can try to do all the game plans they want, but you're not gonna be able to stop my takedown. You're not gonna be able to stand with me on my feet, my cardio. It's gonna be very, very challenging for people, but. That's just, I'm just progressing as a fighter. I love what I do, and it's going to be very, very hard to stop me.
Yeah. And then I want to talk to you a little bit about boxing, because I know that that's something that you've mentioned is another goal of yours. You eventually want to transition or possibly fight in MMA and boxing. You're with a promotion that allows you to do that. You have fighters like MVP, Heather Hardy, that are successfully competing in both sports. I'm sure, since you've put it out there that you have interest in boxing, you have a lot of the boxing world probably reaching out to you. Is that something that we can expect to see from you soon?
I don't know about soon, but hopefully, definitely in the future, I'm going to be able to, I'm definitely going to box. But right now, I want to be world champion in MMA. That's the most important thing. I mean, I set out to do that, and that's, for me to be able to have a big splash in boxing, I have to be a world champion in MMA and keep doing what I'm doing. So for me right now, I want to focus on MMA, but for sure, when I'm ready to go into the boxing world, I'm coming to become a world champion. I mean, a lot of people think it's kind of crazy, but I believe I can do it, and that's the most important thing.
And then, so the last thing I want to do is I want to have a little fun with you guys at Body Shop. Ask you a few questions. You can throw yourself into any of these as answers. Who is the hardest hitter here at Team Body Shop?
The hardest hitter? Well, I think it's the two. There's two people. There's Marlon McGee and there's Kimbo Slice Jr. No, not him, but Marlon. Honestly, there's a guy named Marlon. He's one of my main training partners. So probably the toughest guy I know. I mean, I've hit him as hard as I possibly can with the left hook to the body. He's the only guy that will look at me and smile and start laughing. So he's really, really tough. Kimbo Slice, or Baby Slice is. It's really, really hard too. So I think those two, Marlon McGee and Baby Slice for sure.
Okay. Who's the biggest clown here at Body Shop?
Everyone. Everybody's a clown here, but oh man, that's probably Antonio. Antonio is always joking and having a good time, keeps the mood light. But when it's time to work, he works. But he knows how to have fun in both. So I think. Antonio, I've never laughed so hard in some of the stories that he tells me, so I think Antonio is probably the funniest guy here.
For sure. And then who has the best dance moves?
Oh, the best dance moves? Probably me.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Shoot, that's a good question. I think probably Joey Davis. Yeah, Joey Davis. Yeah, he's, I posted on Instagram a couple of times. He does this thing sometimes where he'll just be all quiet, puts on a bunch of music, he'll go in the middle of the room and just start dancing and not really care what anybody says. So probably Joey. I like his, I always say he doesn't give a shit who's watching. He's going to dance and have a good time.
Okay. And then who's close to a title shot?
Close to a title shot. Right now it looks like AJ McKee. I mean, he's 11-0. He's fought some good guys. I mean, he's probably knocking at the door at 145 for a title shot. That's pretty much the only one in the room that I really see right now.
Okay. And then you have a couple guys on your team that are fighting today, next weekend. Joey Davis, Joshua Jones, Holston. Is there anything that you want to say to your team, wishing them good luck? Any words of advice?
I mean, just believe in what you do and the training that they've done. I've been with them since their training camps, and these guys are pushing themselves every day, trying to do the best that they possibly can. And there's really nobody that has a room like this. A lot of people, have good, great, training facilities and things like that. But here in the body shop, yeah, it's very, very small, but we have great guys that care about each other, and we work very, very hard. So just believe in yourself and do what you do. Have fun. That's the most important thing. Have fun. Because when you start thinking too much, they say you overthink and stuff usually doesn't go right. So I think just believe in your skills and execute what you do best.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Aaron. We're excited to see you back in there when your next fight's announced.
Thank you.